after the Bulge. My brother had been killed down in mid-94.
And then the civilians started coming up out of the cellars where they'd been hiding, bringing us snaps and, you know, wine and so forth. And we're all sitting around, and one of these guys suddenly came up and said, "My God, where's I coming?" And we looked around, and they hadn't taken them. Do you remember that?
Oh, you were...
And they hadn't taken their side of the town.
They started firing direct fire at me with an 88. And they had a concrete wall there. It was higher than any obstacle course that I ever encountered during my training. I had no trouble at all getting over that concrete wall.
And this fourth house on the left-hand side of the street had a pretty good-sized barn there. And I didn't know, we wanted to see what was in this barn, so we busted this door down and run in there. And on the beam of this barn was hanging 10 or 12 civilians. Men, they're all men. There wasn't any...
These men are gathered to talk of war. They are talking about a particular battle that took place exactly 20 years ago, a few hours from now. These men are part of the 84th Infantry Division. There are other outfits which also meet each year and remember that same battle. They meet and talk of it because this battle has seared itself into their memories. It is technically known as the Ardennes Offensive, but most people remember it as the Battle of the Bulge.
Down, and at that time I saw the news.
It involved over 1 million soldiers, the greatest pitched battle on the Western Front in World War II. The crucial phase occurred in about 12 days. It was won at the cost of 77,000 American casualties, a loss greater than the Battle of Gettysburg and greater than D-Day. The attack was launched before dawn on the 16th of December, 1944. This was the stage, 85 miles of rugged mountainous country along the German, Belgian, Luxembourg border. It was held by 4 American divisions. The 106th Infantry Division was brand new, as was the 99th. They had only been lightly tested in combat. Of the remaining 2, the 28th Division had seen continuous action from the D-Day landing. The 4th Division had also been bled white in battle, and both had been sent here for rest. For the Ardennes front was known as the Ghost Front. Because of its impassable forest regions, it was considered the least likely place to expect offensive action. To tell the story of this epic battle, we have talked to the men who fought it. We have gone to their reunions, and we have taken some of them back to the very ground they defended 20 years ago. We have probed their memories. This is the way they tell it.
Oh, we said, that's impossible. The Germans couldn't break through. We're going back to a rest camp. Oh, no. So they put on their radio. Sure enough, we heard we were in a battle.
Good evening, everybody. The whole tone of the news from the Western Front seems to be that the Nazi drive scored a surprising amount of success. The stupendous conflict that has been raging over there features tanks and air power. The Germans lurching forward with masses of armor headed by the most ponderous tanks, 80-ton Goliaths of steel.
It's going to be sloppy and costly going, and if, by chance, the German momentum carries us into an offensive, Schaeff is going to have a very red face.
Schaeff meant General Eisenhower, Supreme Commander of the European Theater of Operations. But the red face would belong to General Omar Bradley, commander of the battlefront under German attack. Some critics claimed he had underestimated the German army's strength and intentions.
We were all surprised at the strength of this attack. He actually threw in 24 divisions. I'd been saying to General Eisenhower and General Smith, his chief of staff, that I wished I could get him to counterattack and get him out in the open, because it'd be easier to kill them there than it would the way we'd been doing it in fortified villages. And of course, when it came and so strong, I remember Smith saying to me, "Well, there's your counterattack, Brad." And I said, "Yes, but I had no idea it could be this strong."
The shock of the German attack was as stunning a surprise to the frontline soldier as it was to the commander. December 16th was a day of confusion and death and lack of communication. Each isolated group thought it alone was being softened by some local attack, and no American soldier knew the full extent of what was really happening. Hunsfeld. Lieutenant Robert Repa arrived with his troop from a battle line 3 miles to the north. He couldn't convince the American garrison stationed in Hunsfeld that the Germans were attacking a short distance away. His experience was typical of that confused day.
It was a quiet, peaceful rest camp of the 99th Division, and the people who met me at the outskirts of town couldn't believe what was taking place. There was a battle going on. There was confusion, violence. When I tried to communicate my apprehensions to the captain in charge and to his superior, I was told there was nothing to worry about, that I was several thousand yards behind the main line. As it turned out, they were very wrong. Yes, this is it here. They've changed it. They've put on some shingles over the old stucco. You can still see some of the bullet holes up in the upstairs window. No bullet holes where the Germans put the burp guns. They really tore that ceiling apart. Here's where that poor wounded soldier was lying, half his face blown off. Now, there's the stove where we tried to burn our maps. And the captain sat right here, right at the table. He's the one who told me to relax. This was a rest camp. Nothing to worry about. And then out here is where we heard the engines. First they were ours. And then the tone changed. The grating noise of tanks, tank tracks. We looked out. We could see the tanks coming to the door. Rouse, rouse. We looked around. There's no way to get out. That was the end for us. But it was prison camp.